It's Carter Sports back, and today we head out to USC to talk about what's going on campus right now and how we feeling, right? So let's go. And if you been here before, can you please hit that like, please? And if you ain't subscribed, boy, you better subscribe.
Disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Trojan family, Trojan gang, fight on forever is in the building. It's been a crazy week for USC, a crazy month. It's been crazy for us. You know what I'm saying? Ups and downs of the off season in this new college football is hectic. It's like NBA free agency or something right now in college football. So it's ups and downs. And nobody said it was gonna be easy being a Trojan, right? Nobody said it was gonna be easy being a Trojan. It's never been easy being a Trojan. We always have to fight against the massives. So we just gotta keep fighting on and keep y'all head up. Y'all remember how this started. Remember, we was losing players. This all season started with us losing players. We lost Chris Thompson Jr. We lost Romello Height. Remember that? We started off losing players. I'm like, Romello gone? Man, like, why Romello leaving? Like, I wanted him to get some of that Coach Henny. Chris Thompson left. I'm like, why he leaving? You know, he looked good in the bowl game against Louisville. Then we had Michael Jackson hop into the portal. Mario Williams, Dorian Singer, Raleek Brown. You know what I'm talking about? Michael Tarquin left. So we started off this off season taking hits. But guess what? We kept fighting on. We kept building our staff. Instead of working on the players, we had to work on ourselves first. We had to look at ourselves as a university, right? So we looked at ourselves as a university during soon as the season ended. When we hired Deanton Lynn, players still leaving, we still self-assessing. So we get a new DB coach, right? Then we get a new linebacker coach. Then we get Coach Henny. Now that started the ball rolling. We took them hits, losing all them players. USC wasn't looking good. They like, we in shambles. We losing all our players. Like Lincoln Riley losing guys on the offensive side, and he losing guys on the defensive side. For a minute, it looked bad for us. For a minute, it looked like, what the hell we gonna do? For a minute, it was like, we gonna have to smash in the transfer portal again, right? And guess what? We built that coaching staff. And then we started a momentum. We put USC in a different light with the different coaching staffs, right? And then we started getting players to commit after Michael Jackson them left, Raleek Brown, Dorian Singer, Mario Williams, Chris Thompson, Romello Height. After these players leaving, we start plugging in. One of the first players we got is Nate Clifton. Then we got I don't remember the order, but you know we got Nate Clifton. Rakes had came, even though he gone now. A few guys came in: Kamari Ramsey, John Humphreys, DeCarlos Nicholson, Eastern Mascarenas, and his brother Keely Arnold. So we got back on a positive. We got a gang of defensive recruits that was upgrading our defense. Then we got some of the shine back. Okay, USC is getting their act together. They focusing on defense in the portal. They hire elite defensive coaches. That's a good thing going. So we got momentum that nobody can deny. We got momentum, right? And then the news break that the NCAA ain't got no more power to sanction nobody, right, over no NIL thing. So that opened the floodgates for it. We really start chugging, moving like a well-oiled machine. And once that happened, guess what? Once the NCAA got defeated, guess what? We went down south and scored major recruits. The Justice Terry, the Isaiah Gibson, Gus Cordova, right? You know what I'm saying? That sounded off a war cry. You know, that sounded off a war cry like, hold on. We knew USC is gonna be more of a problem now. They got the defensive coaches like, okay, USC, they ain't gonna be chop suey on defense. We gonna see, right? Then it's like, okay, USC, the NIL gone, USC gonna be a problem. But then it was like, oh, hold on, this is gonna be too much of a problem. Not only do they got NIL, they got great coaches over there that got momentum, making them look hot again, making USC looking like the place to be again. So we gotta do something, right? So we gotta do something. So the college football war, they strike back. They try to poach our players. They probably even poach some more, but hey, that gonna leave more room for us to stack our roster. That's good. They poaching players because that means you didn't really want to be here. If you got poached and you transferring and you leaving USC, your heart wasn't in USC. So when we playing them tough games in the Big Ten, your heart ain't gonna be there to fight on like we need you to anyway. You a quitter for this team, at least in instance. If your heart ain't with a team, you ain't gonna play as hard. So get them players out and bring some players that gonna come in and wanna play for SC and wanna get this coaching and wanna dominate on that field. So that is gonna open us up to get players like Philip Blighty. Best believe we finna attack the transfer portal harder than ever, and best believe them conversations gonna be like, come to SC if you really want to be here. We trying to win a natty. We gonna get you a bag, but we don't want no self-serving players. We want players that gonna come and be a part of a unit and try to win first. We want the players that come in who gonna want to win first and get the development at the same time, right? We can't have no players who money is the first thing. I understand, get your bag. But you gotta, just as much you want that bag, you gotta want to win for the university you playing for. You gotta want to get better, and then you gotta be a team player. Because best believe the NFL is gonna look at this. The NFL is gonna look at players who transfer from school to school. All these players that transfer from school to school, that's gonna knock they draft stock. That's gonna be in their portfolio, especially if you done transfer more than once. One time transfer, I can see all them players who transferring twice and more. This probably gonna hurt they stock when they dig into your story. If the NFL dig into your story and they see that you was transferring because you didn't get your way in NIL, that's gonna knock against you. You ain't gonna be looked at as a team player. Them players who don't have the NIL knock on them, well they was jumping from school to school just to get the biggest bag, they're going to be in better standing. Don't think the NFL is not going to look at stuff like this and look at quality characters of the players. So the players, they better be careful on why they are transferring. The NFL better not find out you transferring for BS reasons. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to renegotiate your NIL in the middle of the season because you counting other players' money. You know what I'm saying? You counting other players' money, right? And that's what I heard what was going on with Isaiah Rex. First off, I heard him and Bear didn't get along. What's going on? Like, he just got to the team. They both from the South. Like, what was going on? Why Bear and Rex wasn't getting along, man? Y'all check out this little sound clip I got. And it was interesting and it had me thinking back then, but I didn't think none of it until I went back and looked now. Check out this sound bite.
Knock back at the line of scrimmage, controlling the line of scrimmage. A lot of things I need to work on. We need to work on as a team as well. Things that we're emphasizing to get better at.
What's it been like playing next to Bear?
I haven't played next to Bear yet. Yeah.
When you mention inconsistency, what in particular? What?
So what y'all think about that? Y'all think y'all can sense some tension right there between him and Bear? I don't know. Or it could be he said he ain't played next to Bear. Could it been that they had him backing up Bear? Please, USC, don't do what we did last year. Like, don't force Bear to play no. Don't have Bear the biggest dude on the inside. Like, I don't like that if they wasn't playing Rakes next to Bear in the lineup. So either Rakes got a problem with Bear, or when they did play, they had them backing up each other, right? No, we need a big D'Anton Lynn, please. Don't put a smaller dude next to Bear. Bear need to play the D tackle, not the nose tackle. Bear need to play beside somebody who just as big or bigger than him. So that had me thinking, is we finna come in and still have Bear at the nose tackle? Because why wouldn't USC, why wouldn't we be playing Rakes next to Bear in practice? I thought that's why we got a big nose tackle to free Bear up. You feel what I'm saying? So maybe Rakes transferred because he looking like, y'all got me backing up Bear instead of playing next to Bear. So maybe he wasn't cutting in practice. That's why he behind Bear and not next to him. I don't know. All I care about, I just hope the coaching staff try to put somebody next to Bear to play the nose tackle and let him play D tackle, please. Because that's what Bear gonna shine at. That's what Bear gonna shine at. He need to be playing the DT, not the nose. Last year he played the nose tackle next to Stanley. No, we need him playing next to somebody who's 300 plus as well. You know what I'm saying? We want somebody bigger than Bear playing next to him so he can get one-on-ones, right? So I just hope that the reason why Rakes wasn't playing next to Bear, maybe because he wasn't cutting in practice, or maybe somebody else was balling on the inside. Maybe Nate Clifton was causing wreck. Maybe Kobe Pepe, maybe Anthony Lucas, maybe Elijah Hughes was causing wreck. I just hope that we had a philosophy of being determined to get a nose tackle so we could play Bear at DT. So what y'all think? I think, listen to that interview, it either he really wasn't rocking with Bear, but I don't see how they had no beef. And if you ain't best friends with a player, so what? What about the other 100 players, and what about the other so-called 100 reasons that you came from to that university? So now that I'm thinking about it and diving into the interview and what he's saying, I think they was playing this kid behind Bear. I think he felt like he was in a 2D, or they wasn't giving no ones or 2D. They just mixing and maxing. When they mixed and matched, they never put him with Bear. And if you read between the tea leaves, Bear gonna start. So if you never running with Bear, then you probably ain't gonna start. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that we got the philosophy of freeing up Bear. Like, I hope they didn't grab Isaiah Rakes in the portal for a Bear backup. No, we need a Bear running mate. You know what I'm saying? So it's been crazy at USC. Ain't nothing gonna stop this fight on. Nobody said it was gonna be easy. You already, it ain't easy being a Trojan. We gonna fight this obstacle. So we dealing with a storm right now. And I'm interested to see what we do in the portal. Let's get a nose tackle. Let's free up Bear, right? Let's get it going, right? And we gonna be good. I can't wait till the portal open up. It's gonna be mayhem, and I know USC gonna be major players. I know Eric Henderson don't like this. I know Eric Henderson gonna want to make a splash. We had one guy, Bear, act like he was gonna leave when he come back. Now we got Rakes. Like, the last position group you would think players in the transfer portal for USC is the defensive line. So Eric Henry, get that chip on your shoulder, man. Show him you got something to prove. This is a wake-up call for Eric Henry too. Just because you Eric Henry, it's still gonna be a fight. Because these are young kids. These are young kids, right? And these are young kids dealing with grown man money, having to make grown man decisions as a kid. So it's gonna be a lot of kids who make mistakes. It's gonna be a lot of kids who do immature things like pocket watch other players, ask for money that they ain't earned and guaranteed yet because they think they should get it or can get it, and looking at another player and looking at what's going on at another university. So at this age, kids is immature, but they gotta make grown man decisions. So the portal is gonna be wild because you're gonna have a lot of kids making grown man decisions, and that gonna turn into a lot of mistakes. A lot of kids we gonna look at and be like, what are you doing? When we find out the true story, right? So the college football finna be madness from here on out. If it never be no NIL rules and the NCAA don't come in and just a free for all wild west, I kind of like it and I kind of don't. Like, we ain't liking it right now because SC, we taking hits. But a week or two from now, we gonna like it again. Watch. So it's gonna be love and hate with this transfer portal thing with these kids. And it's gonna make college football, even though it's getting on our nerves, it's gonna make college football even bigger sport because it ain't gonna be no off season. It ain't gonna be no off season. You gonna have the season, that gonna be entertaining. Then the off season gonna be chaos, player movement, coach movement. It's going to be entertaining. College football is going to stay in our news feed. So I'm just telling y'all, it's going to get wild. And right now, we not liking it because we getting poached. But it giveth and taketh. So I guarantee you, after this transfer portal period, we going to like it again. You know what I'm saying? We don't like it right now, but we going to like it again. We going to like it again, and we going to replace what we lost. And if you look at USC, ever since Lincoln Riley got here, I could say all the players that we lost, talent-wise, I'm talking about going down to when we lost C.J. Williams and back when Lincoln Riley first got here, all the players we didn't lost talent-wise, we have replaced them with better players. And I'm talking about players we lost to the transfer portal. Every player that went out, that transferred out, I feel like we got a better player to replace them each and every time. So, even though Isaiah Rakes never played, I feel like we could go in the portal and get 2 Isaiah Rakes. You know what I'm saying? You get 2 or 3. And that kind of this helps our recruiting pitch more for the defensive line. We already was gonna get some, they gonna want to Coach Henny. Now we short alignment. It's like, okay, you come to USC, you gonna have a good chance to play. We just got down, we wasn't that deep in the defensive line to begin with, and then we just lost one. And we got a lot of youngsters behind them. So if I'm a defensive lineman, I'm gonna go to SC and get burned regardless. I'm gonna get burned because this is what the roster looking like. I'm gonna get burned because I'm a baller. And Coach Henny coaching me, I'm a ball. So we could turn this negative into a positive real quick. All it's gonna take is one signing, one Hayes Fawcett news report drop, whoop-de-whoop transfer to USC. Defensive lineman transfer is back on again. We back shining. Only gonna take one. You know what I'm saying? But we going for 2 or 3, right? We gonna get that shine back and get more. I'm telling you, we could turn this into a positive. I hope that this make Coach Henny be hungry in the portal. You know what I'm saying? And if Coach Henny already proven he a monster with the high school recruits, I know he could be a monster in the transfer portal because them players are a little bit older. They understand a little bit more and they're closer to the NFL. And that's what Coach Henny do. He's an NFL coach. So I know his message gonna even be more profound for players who already a year or 2 in college. Ain't no time to waste. Time to get ready. And who gonna get you ready better than Coach Henny, man? But I ain't gonna keep y'all too long. Nobody told us it was gonna be easy being a Trojan. It's never been easy being a Trojan. That's why our motto is fight on, because we always have obstacles. But that obstacles make us better. That's why we fight on. That's why we are who we are. You know, them USC Trojans. And we got our swag back and ain't nobody taking it. Now our swag was building the momentum. Now our swag finna fight these battles, right? And we gonna knock them down. So we all good Trojan fans. I'm excited. We should still be excited. And I'm even more excited. It's weird, but I'm even more excited because I feel like now we finna go harder and more aggressive in the transfer portal. You hear me? So until then, it's Carter Sports. It's Trojan City. It's USC. So let's go.